Josh, tell us more about the band stuff.
Yeah, I mean the band stuff has been a minute, right? So Arimathea was started out as a band called Tried by Fire. It was
Yeah.
sort of like this was in 2006. This was when like 3 Days Grace was current, kind of thing. And so we had a little bit of that sort of like San Diego, SoCal, like POD vibe. Our first singer kind of rapped a little bit, and then we morphed, and pulled a little bit from that Rise Against, Deftones vibe. I mentioned POD. One of their uncles was our manager for a wee little while. But it was a fun time. It was me on bass, Jason Skiles on guitar, for most of it, Nathan Adams on drums, and then Brian Christensen on drums, and Jordan Gandera was vocals. But it was a really fun time. It was when I was much more Christian in my orientation. I think we were pretty genuine about that aspect of things. But one of the highlights for me with that band, amongst getting to hear Adam Curry play our song and say that was some angry shit right there, was also one of my favorite authors and all around really, really cool guy. And happy to call him a friend, Scott Sigler, who's a fantastic science fiction author. He used our song Sirens at the couple of his books in the Galactic Football League series, and that tickled me to no end. And I put a lot of that on hold to dig a little bit deeper on the martial arts side of things professionally. Did a little bit more access tech work and different things, and now most of my creative efforts has been comedy, but we're moving back into this music space. I play a little bit every day, keeps my mind a little bit more sane, you know.
I bought a drum set like a year ago, 2 years ago, I guess, when we moved in here. And I used to play drum. I was in jazz band and stuff in high school, and I went like 20 some odd years. And I'm not going to be playing with anybody anytime soon, but it is fun. It's good for, I like to say it's good for blood pressure.
Most definitely. That's the thing I love about playing bass, is that, especially the way I like to play, is I get to beat up my bass string. Like I like to hit it with my knuckles and thump it with my thumbs and use my fingers.
Oh, wow.
I use my whole fist and I make that thing sing like a back Betty, lamb lamb.
That's what she said, and that sounded so wrong.
Would you make Davey 504 proud?
In my prime, he wouldn't say that I suck.
Slap like now.
I love that dude.
I was a music nut all through school. I played percussion up through high school, started in 6th grade, and actually I dropped out my senior year so I could focus on DJing full-time, turntablism specifically. So the art of mixing, scratching.
You ever do any like trip hop kind of stuff, or you like where you work with some collaboration? Because I really dig, like, you check out like Massive Attack, some of the other, it's the only band I can think of right now, but I like that sort of like lo-fi hip hop kind of like underground,
like
sound. ChillHop, but then like you got that cool, like almost Billie Holiday kind of
Portishead,
vocals
Tricky.
Yeah, Portishead is the other band I was thinking of. Yeah, I love that stuff.
I would just like to say that he said the word turntablism, and I've been made fun of before for using that term.
No, it's a real term.
No, Christina joked me for it. There's no such thing as Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
It is. She didn't think
yes,
it was like
there is.
She thought because I make up words all the time, like wobby nobby and uppy downy and turntablism. She thinks I would just make that up. You're making that up.
There used to be a really cool website, turntablism101.com. And they showed like how to do all the different orbit, flare, crab scratching. I mean, every little thing you wanted to know about turntablism.
I was never a scratch kind of guy. I could listen to continuous scratching for like 10 minutes. I would get super bored. So I primarily focused on the blending. And then in terms of scratches, I would just do chirps. That's all I do is chirps.
Yeah.
And I could care less about the crabs, the flares, the transform.